drive around in circles, but that doesn't really add anything to the system other than making it slightly easier to add in more trains to this route. But if you need more trains, you probably need more input and output, and that's also achieved by just adding in one more freight platform to your stations and having the same train drive back and forth with twice the amount of stuff. Okay, but let's say you want to have two different items delivered at your central station over here, and you want those to come from different locations. Now what you can actually do is set up something like this. You add another
interesting. I didn't even think about doing that.
Central station. You add another station as well, so the locomotive from the other direction has somewhere to arrive, and of course you need to set up that secondary location as well. Now, the initial train we had is going to deliver its cargo to this freight platform, and because the other one is arriving from the other direction, that will be delivering its cargo to this platform over here.
Interesting.
If you want to avoid messing things up or getting confused, you can also just add an empty platform in between these different stations to make things a little bit more clear that these are actually separate inputs and outputs. Now, obviously, these trains are going to be using part of the same rail route, so in order to make sure they don't collide, we're going to need to use signals. Now, in order to avoid this, we're going to set up some block signals on both sides of the track. Now, the reason we need them on both sides is because we have trains moving in two directions, so they need to be able to read the signals from both directions.
Okay.
Once you set this up on both sides of your train station, you're going to see the tracks changing color when you try to put in another block signal. So you can see this is yellow, this is red, and this is orange. Basically what's happening that there's only going to be one train allowed per block. So the blocking signals will make sure that there's only going to be one train allowed per section, and as you can see there's now a train on the station, so this train is going to stop and wait for the other train to leave. Then as soon as the other train clears the station, the light goes to green for the other one, and that second train will move onto the station and the
Okay, he didn't show it, but he has block signals on this side too. That's what I was confused about. I was like, okay, you have it on this side, but he didn't show it. He has some over here. You can kind of see the red light.
Deliver its goods as well. Now, let's say you have multiple trains that all need to arrive at the same station and are all going to be merged together on a single track. Then you can still use this block method to do most of the work for you. All you need to do is set up some block signals at the entrance of that single track, and that will make sure the next train is going to be kept out until the first train has...
So you don't need block signals at the station, the arriving station, unloading station, or whatever you want to call it. You just need it at the entrance to that track.
Cleared the entire section. Now that does...
But what is this?
Take a little while, of course, especially if these tracks are longer, so it might feel a little bit inefficient, but it's really only going to be a problem if in the meanwhile your storage units are overflowing, and that will only happen if, again, you're transporting mass amounts of items. Now let's say you do want a more complicated setup with different trains
kind of like this, yes,
track, but also combining and recombining on different places of that track. Now then you can still usually get away with just using block signals, as long as you make sure that every intersection has its own designated color like this. So you can see, for example, this one here is a red. I have just block signals on every piece of that intersection.
He's not explaining the ones that designate which side to go on.
There's a train splitting off that should only be able to drive into this direction if there's no train there. And then when merging them back together, there is a chance that there's two trains coming here at the same time. But there's only going to be ever one allowed on this intersection, and until that train has passed, no other train is going to be able to come on here. The only time when you're going to need path signals are when you have tracks crossing each other like this without actually merging. If you want to make sure that trains are still not going to collide, all you need to remember is put a path signal at the entrance and a blocking signal at the exit. And here you can see that. So the trains are going to be coming from this direction. So
okay, we're not doing this.
So at the beginning I have two path signals set up over here. So this is one, here's the other. And then in the back, for the exits, I have a block signal set up at every route as well.
I kind of...
And then the same thing over here.
I think I understand it.
One train coming from this direction, so there's a path signal here, because that's the incoming path. And we also have a train coming from here, so we have a path signal over here, because again, that's the entrance. Then this is going to be an exit, so there's a block signal, and this
it just looks really confusing with all the different block and path signals.
Trains sometimes get a little bit confused, or the path signals get confused if you don't put in more blocks. So that's easily solvable by just putting in at least blocks around your train station. So make sure every train station is its own dedicated block. but you probably want to break up these longer stretches in different blocks as well.
It knows which way to go because it chooses, I'm pretty sure in the way they coded the trains is that it chooses the shortest path to its destination. So it won't split off to a longer one because it's not going to go to this destination. It'll follow the one to its destination. Okay.
To make sure
We're
that
good.
if you have multiple trains driving,
I think I
the same
understand
circle,
it fully now.
that they don't wait for the first train to clear this entire path before the next train is allowed on. Another trick to keep in mind is that you should always have a storage container attached to your train stations, because as soon as a train arrives and starts loading and unloading, the belts will actually stop. You can see that happening here in a moment. There you go. And that means that the other input is not going to be collected anymore. So by using a storage container, you make sure that the inputs are still being delivered even while there is a train on the station.
Makes sense.
And the same thing applies to the output, so make sure there's a storage unit there as well to catch all the outputs and make sure that things keep moving while you are collecting your resources from the train. Now this is really all you need to know about trains and tracks, because as long as you have all the trains moving...
Okay, I think I understand it. You're gonna hide that. Close out of that. Alright. Our concrete should be full now. Nice. Alright, I think we're good. I think we are good. It'll be a little bit of trial and error. Hopefully there's no collisions, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Literally, because we have to do this. Is that only 3 ramps? 1, 2... Yeah, it looks like it's only 3. Okay. I want it lined up with that, so it's like a T-junction. And it's gonna be kind of hard to match this up at a distance. That actually kind of looks like it's matched up. I could be wrong. Let's just do 1 over. Nope, that is definitely not matched up. It's probably 3 more, right? Because of 3 ramps. Gotta be careful not to jump off. I'm not gonna have enough fuel in the jetpack if I need to get back up. Okay, so this is matched up. Cool. We're almost out of concrete again. Yeah, we're using a lot of concrete. Let's see, foundations. I think those are only 2 ramps, 2-meter ramps. Like so. And then we can get rid of the walls here. There we go. And then the train will be like a T-junction. Oh no, it won't be a T-junction because this train doesn't need to go over that way. So it'll just be looped into this. Okay. Okay. I swear this will be cool when I have it set up. Thing is though, our concrete dimensional depots are not keeping up. Which is fine. They fill up pretty fast. I can also run power while we're waiting for that to fill up. Actually, I don't really need power, but for future proofing, we're gonna add it because I'll probably eventually add factories out here for whatever reason. Probably just like processing factories because there's no nodes out here. Or maybe it's just a train track. Oh, that's a big waterfall. Actually, I don't even know if I'll ever have anything out here, to be honest with you, besides adding onto the fuel power plant down there. I still want to see, I haven't looked it up, I keep forgetting to see if there's something that can show me all my constructions on my map, because if you look at it, you don't see anything that I built. It'd be very nice to be able to see what I built. But I feel like that could also clutter the map up pretty bad, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. Still would be nice to see at least like the foundations or something. There we go. So now we can put this back on. How's our concrete looking? Slowly filling up. It's actually the fastest dimensional depot I have is for concrete. Because I'm pretty sure I only have 2 of them. So it's actually 120 per minute. I think. Checking OBS. Looks like my new setup or settings for OBS are pretty good. It's barely using any of my CPU now. Before I had a lot of the rendering and encoding on my CPU for some reason, and I wasn't using my encoder on my 4090, which was dumb of me. Because now my CPU can breathe a little bit without getting nailed to the wall essentially with encoding, and that would affect my game performance, which I think was the issue before when I tried to stream Monster Hunter Wilds and it was like lagging, and then I tried to do Monster Hunter Rise and it was lagging too. I was like, there's no way Monster Hunter Rise should be lagging on my system. If it runs on a Switch, it should be running on my 4090. Okay. We still need a lot more concrete because we gotta build concrete above us for the rail. Did I do vertical? Okay, I did 3 high. Yeah, we don't have enough concrete. Ugh. Can I try this out now? Like that. I don't know what the switch is for. Is it like... Oh, nice. I got my promotional credit for trading in my trade-in for my iPhone 12. $500 for that iPhone 12. Well worth it, because if I sold it myself, it'd have been like 80 bucks. So I'm curious if that train's gonna be affected by this switch, because if I think the switch is just for me driving, right? Oh my god, why am I getting so many notifications? Oh, it's just T-Mobile. They send an email, they send a notification with their app, they send a text message as well, like, yeah, your trade was accepted. Okay, you don't need to tell me 20 different ways. That train should come back pretty fast. Also, this isn't really a loop. There's a Mercer sphere up there. Oh, I think I know what I was gonna do. So it's gonna go, they're gonna share this track length, but it's gonna keep going through my factories, take a right, and then I'm gonna build a depot over there by the Lumina solution, essentially. And loop all the way around. So this shouldn't go this way, right? Please don't. Okay. So these switch signals or whatever, I'm pretty sure it's just for me. Oh. Oh, whatever. It's smart enough to know what to do, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, at least. It's also very convenient, or very nice in this game, that the stuff that you build, if you accidentally build, or even if you don't accidentally build and you're just like renovating or whatever and you need to deconstruct stuff, you get all the materials back. You don't lose some. Imagine that. Like you build like a nuclear reactor or something, and you're like, oh crap, it's in the wrong space, so I gotta break it down and move it. Well, imagine if you lost some of the materials in the construction or deconstruction. That would suck. Thankfully, that is not the case. Come on. And good. Would be nice to be able to do this in one shot, but that's alright. We're just gonna build as much as we can with the concrete platforms, build the rail, deconstruct the concrete underneath, use that concrete to build more. Alright. Railway. How far out in the ocean can you go? Looks like you can go up pretty far. Which is kind of nice, because this is easily the build out here, but there's no nodes, so if you want to... Oh my god, that's not straight. So if you want to factory build stuff out here, you're going to have to ship all the stuff out here. It's like going back and forth, I don't know why. Weird. I don't remember how to exactly do these turns, right? Like, is that straight? That looks straight. Alright, then we go back, deconstruct the concrete. Kind of annoying me that this wasn't built straight for some reason, even though I'm pretty sure I did it all in the same center piece. Whatever. Whatever. Make sure we don't paint anything that we don't want deconstructed. And also this is putting concrete in our inventory, which is kind of annoying. I also don't have the manual upgrade for the dimensional depot, so it will stay in my inventory unless I use it. Oh. Oh, I hit right click by accident. There we go. So yeah, I put that concrete in my inventory. Oh well. We'll use it. We'll use it. Well, not really. Because once we're done with this, we'll have to pick all this back up again. So then we're just gonna have a bunch of concrete in our inventory, but we can just toss out, that's fine. I really hope they come out with DLC for this game. That'd be really cool. They'd have to get someone else to do the maps though. Because that one person that built this map said they do not want to do it again. Because it took a long time to do this by hand. Which it shows, it's such a beautiful map. There's no like repetitiveness in it or like generated stuff, it's all handcrafted. But it would be cool to be sent to another planet. So like say you finish this planet, they're like, alright, great job. You colonized this for people of Earth. Can you do another one? I guess. That'd be really cool actually. Would be very cool. Alright, let's start from this side. Okay, we need a little bit more. Okay, that's actually a little bit too long. I forget how you cycle the hotbar. Oh, there you go. There we go. That works. It works. It just works. Oh, that's like lifted, isn't it? Oh well. Yeah, it's fine. I can see like bending towards the bottom of the screen a little bit. It's kind of weird. See how it's not straight? That's so weird. You see as it gets longer, it like bends. I don't get it. 'Cause it's all in the same center piece. Like, it's very obvious. So there's like this, that's too far left, that's too far right. So how is that not centered? There's no different ways, construction ways, like with belts and pipes. There's only one way to build railways. Holy crap, I've already been streaming for almost 2 hours. That chocolate covered strawberry ice cream is gonna be real good after a stream, I tell you that much. That didn't add a... Okay, I thought it was gonna add a sign. So there's no reason that it would add one. Good song. It's gonna be a long train. I'm hoping to have like two trains on it actually to cut the transportation time in half, if that works like that. Getting a little sloppy with my deconstructing paint here. Oh man, when I visited my parents this weekend on Saturday, we went to like a brewery and had what are they called? They're cheese curds, but the breading had dill in them, and it was really good. Dipping them in mustard or ranch or horseradish. It was really good. Ooh, a little bump there, but that's all right. Little bump. Okay, so now let's put the train down. We're not going to set up the timetable yet. And I only need... Oh, that actually hurt me. Oh, shoot. Did I have it backwards, though? That's fine. That's fine. Freight car, freight car. This can't go backwards, can it? Oh, it can. Actually, not bad going backwards. These trains look so cool. Like the glowing, rotating engines. It kind of bothers me that the tracks aren't straight, but it's very minimal. Oh, please brake, please brake. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Too far, too far, too far, too far. Train's coming, train's coming. I don't want a derailment. Oh my god, what was that freight cart doing? That scared me. Okay. Cool, no derailment. But the thing is here, now this is the stop signal area, right? Block signal. So I put a block signal there. And then I put a block signal in here as well. Right? So then I go all the way over here. Why'd that light up? Weird. A little bit of a slow mover here, but alright. Actually, I don't want to get hit by the train. Pretty sure the train can kill you. I know it's an achievement in Factorio. getting run over by a train. It's real easy in Factorio because they move fast. And you can't really like look around you because it's top down. I guess you can zoom out, but I have been run over by my train a couple times in Factorio. It's the only reason I know there's a achievement for it. Okay, so we're actually going to take the block signal off for now. Because we got to build a little bit of track here to showcase it. Oh, this train stopped actually because the block signals are broken. That's alright. We can fix that mighty fast. All right. Like that. That should work, right? Is this... It's backwards. I want it on this side. Other side. Other side. Is that not right? How does that not make sense? Because this is that one section, that long section there where it's just one track. I have both block signals. Do I need it on both sides? Okay, how do I get it on this side of the track? Because, oh. Oh, I didn't do the double on the other side. I don't want to mess with that train schedule if I start manually driving it. Well, walking all the way back again. I don't think the hover pack's faster than slide jumping, but I can't slide jump going up. I don't understand why I have to have block signals on both sides of the track. Oh, because maybe it registers it when it passes it going that direction. It'll be like, okay, he went through it, now it's clear. And if it's just on one side, it's only tracking one direction. Maybe. Like I said, this is a learning experience for the trains. I've never really done such a, it's not even advanced, but a more complicated train network than just A to B. I've never had more than one train on one A to B route. But I think if we put the double on this side, it should work. Ouch. Please work. So if it doesn't work, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Why is it so finicky? Well, I don't see the exclamation mark. Ah, it's coming now. Okay. See the colors? Okay, so it does do that, right? Cool. Now the real test would be to move this train on here, and would the train stop there? We're gonna try it, but I'm gonna save beforehand because I don't want to deal with the derailment in this area. I think we got it working now. I think I understand. I think I understand. We haven't even built half of this railroad, by the way. Well, maybe half. Maybe not. Not quite half. Because we still gotta build all the way around to that station. And this should free up. Nice. And we get in here. That should turn red. And now that should stop. And it's stopping. Okay, we got it figured out. Very cool. That's very satisfying. And now as soon as we move this off, the train should continue. Whoa! Yep, that's my fault. That's my fault. You know why? Because the arrow was switched to the wrong way. Well, there was a train collision. I got an achievement for it. Silver lining. You know why? It's because this is the wrong way. There we go. I wish I could. I wonder if you could hold just right. Like, oh, you can switch. Oh, you see the arrow? Okay. And this should continue. Here we go. I did say we might get a collision. We got a little bit of a collision, but it was because I was being stupid. As per usual. Okay. I just can't leave the train. Whatever. Yeah. Trying to. I'll just leave the train there. We'll come back for it. So we gotta build the track. I don't even see what the achievement was called. I just started panicking as I saw the train start tilting to the left. And then it fucking landed, smashed right into it. Whoops. Alright, so now we gotta continue this rail to a station over here to unload plastic. I can also probably incorporate this station into the loop as well, so this train actually does a loop too, but it kind of unnecessary. I mean, the loop's unnecessary for the plastic in the first place, but I would just want to do it because, so I say I did it. And I'd have to raise this whole train, or I'd probably have to move this because look at the exits blocked by the steel factory, so. We won't worry about it right now. But I'm glad we got the block signals figured out. I actually probably want the train to go this way instead of following that highway. I think we do. So we're gonna have like the drop off for plastic right there, and then the train goes and connects to that track right there, and then splits off there and goes back around. I think that's the play. I think that's the play. Now to put it into practice. I did say most of the stream's probably going to be with the plastic on the train. The plastic was actually pretty fast, so more so just about the train now. Is that good? That's not going to hit the building, I don't think. I don't think. Well, I hope not. I should also... Foundations... Do... What is it hotkeyed on this one? 9? There we go. We do like making trains. They were a bit intimidating at first, but now I'm quickly coming to understand how to do them. Now, understanding how to do them efficiently, with timetables and stuff like that, and timing up the shared tracks so it's actually not waiting that long, that's a different story. That's a whole nother complex issue that I don't have the knowledge for. Because then you gotta take into account the loading times and unloading times, and you gotta try and start them at certain times. That's something else. 2 meters. It's a long train track, that's for sure. We still only have 500 of the top right item. I forget what it's called. It's like the assembly director system or something. But this way the plastic will be unloaded close to where it's going to be consumed, so that'll be very nice. And I don't have to worry about long belts like what you see down there, right there. That belt right there. Oh god, this is gonna be so much concrete to pull back. My inventory is gonna be flooded with concrete. We're running out of things to yap about since we're just chilling and building the train network. Green. Oh. Pretty much gonna be this for, I don't even know how long it's gonna take me. It's gonna take me a while. That would be kind of cool with the train weaving through all the factories like this, though. kind of, well, without the concrete, it won't block the billboards. Perfect cloudy day to send up the space elevator. Too bad it's not ready. We'll definitely wait to send up the space elevator this time for a cloudy day so we can see the clouds disperse. So we didn't get to see that the last phase. I actually did it on the first phase, or second phase? It was really cool to see, and I want to see it again. Not too much concrete in inventory. Yet. You know, look away for a little bit too. I look at screens all day for work, and then after work I'm looking at screens the rest of the night. Definitely does a number on your eyes. Reminds me I should probably take a bathroom break and grab a soda as well, since I've been live for 2 hours already. Oh shit, we were gonna do a station over here. This guy here, so I'm gonna leave now. Alright. Hello, goodbye. Nice of you to stop in. My lungs hurt so bad. I didn't have it like that. I had it where it was my sinuses were really bad, constant pressure and pain, and then it was my throat and stomach as well. So I don't know what I even had, but I'm glad it's pretty much gone now. Because man, that put me out of commission so bad over the weekend. I just didn't even get out of bed. It was horrible. Luckily, I think it broke on Sunday night, and Monday morning I felt like a new person. I feel better today, but I still feel the remnants of my throat pain. Man, I don't get sick often. It's quite rare I get sick, but when I get sick, I get sick. Real bad. Where do I want the station? Did I just put it around the side? Hopefully you feel better by this weekend then. It's gonna be a fun weekend, or a fun backpacking trip. Even though it's just, you know, test one, but still backpacking trip nonetheless. Honestly, didn't care that I didn't have internet for most of the weekend. I just didn't want to do anything. Should be fine, just need to stop fucking coughing. It's time to start loading up on emergency. That's what saved me, I'm pretty sure. Emergency always saves me when I get sick. Usually when I start feeling sick, I drink a emergency packet once a day, and I swear it cuts it short. I've done it pretty much every time, and it seems to be working. Or maybe it's just a placebo effect at this point, but works for me, so I'm not complaining. I don't have power over here. Used to take 2 packets when sick, but then read that's a bad idea. Kidney failure express or something. Yeah, I wouldn't take more than 1. I wouldn't take more than 1. It's they're like almost 1,000% of your daily vitamin C, so it like floods your system with vitamin C. So yeah, I don't recommend taking 2, or taking 1 more than like a couple days. And then once you're done with it, don't use it again for a while, because yeah, all that would really stress your kidneys. Way more than 1,000%. Oh. I could probably check, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt it actually. Definitely worth trying though. Where do I want this? Probably on this side. If you're not ready or better by the weekend, I'd recommend just loading up on drugs. for the backpack. Luckily, it's a short hike, so it's nothing strenuous. I think it's only like a mile to our site, but I think Mr. Gersh wanted to make it a little bit longer, like take the scenic route to it. But we also got to haul campfire wood all the way there, so depends how long you want to carry that. Though we'll probably set up our campsite and then go back and get wood, so you're not hauling campfire wood with your backpack on, because that's just unneeded stress. Just finished farming Zoshia for the new armor. Hell yeah. I love the new armor. That's what I have on. I have it set as a layered armor though, so I'm not actually using it as my armor. Just looks like I am. Didn't he say they had carts with? Maybe? That'd be really nice. I didn't know they had that. If they do, that makes it a lot easier. Depending on the trail itself. I've not hiked where we're going, so couldn't tell you on how vertical it is. But a cart would definitely make it easier. I also have a cart too, but I'm sure their carts are more durable for backpacking. Mine's kind of like a beach cart, essentially. Okay, I think that's set up actually perfectly. I should farm more Mizutsune, the tempered one. I want to make more weapons off of the Mizutsune. Also gotta probably farm some more stuff in preparation for their first seasonal event that's at the end of this month. It's kind of crazy. Modders in the game are already wearing the armor from the seasonal event. That hasn't even happened yet because they're just modding it in. Because files already exist in the game. And yeah, that's cool. Imagine cheating in a PvE game. Takes the fun out of the game. Like, it's the whole point of the game. Okay, my dual monitor tools are not working. Also, good luck doing the arenas to get the the rewards for being in the top 10,000 finish time sort, because a lot of cheaters. And yes, Capcom is banning some of them, but still, there's ones that are cheating, but they make it look like they're not cheating with somewhat plausible and believable times, but it's not gonna happen. I wish they'd just give the rewards if you hit a certain time in the arenas. That would make the most sense to me, but apparently Capcom doesn't think so. Which is dumb, but whatever. I think the reward's just it's just a cool looking pendant, which I'd love to have. I mean, there's cool looking pendants for even just getting like A's on the arena ones itself, but there's also those pendants where you're in the top 10,000, which you're not gonna see unless you cheat in the game because of the amount of cheaters. Alright, cool. I think I'm gonna take a quick break though, because I've been streaming for 2 hours and I need to stand up and grab a new sody pop because mine's all empty. Welcome back. Let us continue. So we got that all hooked up. Now we just need to add the section, the last section actually. Yeah, like I said, kayak for day trip, a canoe for like the canoe, yeah. Yep, agreed. It's also nice because the canoe is lighter, so heavier wind days would be easier to control that versus my like 78-pound kayak, and that's 78 pounds without anything in it. We'll see. I'm pretty convinced on getting it. It's just, do I want to spend that much? Given it lasts very long time. Mine's almost 100, but it's almost a foot longer than yours. Yeah. Like, the kayaks are just unbeatable in comfort and utility. Or not really utility, but like features. And then canoes have the capacity and also higher versatility. With like wind and portaging and all that stuff. So they have their uses, of course. So I really want to spend $1,300 on the new canoe. You know, I could look at getting used, of course that's viable. But for the exact one that I am looking at, there's not a whole lot of use of that around the area. Because people are holding on to them for a very long time. Which, I mean, is good. Because it means they hold up long. Gotta see if I can hunt around for any deals or any like military discounts to get some of that shaved off. And who knows if the price is gonna skyrocket due to all this tariff nonsense. Probably. Actually, well, yeah, it would probably affect Old Town. Even though Old Town constructs theirs in the US, and I think Boston. But the materials, I'm pretty sure, are sourced out of country? Could be wrong though. I don't know. This tariff nonsense is just a bunch of bullshit, to be honest with you. Just a bunch of nothing. I'm gonna go grab some more concrete from back here. Oh, and of course it's always exciting getting new gear for hobbies that you enjoy. You know, it's always exciting. That's why I'm like holding off on doing it, because I feel like I'm just ready to pull the trigger on it and buy it. But I gotta take some time to think about it. And the one I'm looking at, the Sportsman 119, is a hybrid between a canoe and a kayak, so possibly, if I'd have to see it in person because the pictures don't do it justice on the volume of gear you can carry, but possibly it could replace my kayak overall. But the thing is, the kayak is just so comfortable with the stadium seats. And I know you can get stadium seats for the not the hybrid canoes, but the normal full canoes. I don't know, it's a tough decision. I kind of cut that a little short, whatever. Tough decision. And then in storage, I'd already rent a storage unit to store my kayak in, so the canoe would go in there, which would fit. I'd rather just much have storage at my own place, but unfortunately, I'm not getting a house anytime soon, not in this economy. Unfortunately. Oh, those are 4 ramps? Okay. I'd have issues being in like a sit-in position in canoe with a stadium seat. Yeah, that's another thing, being sit-in versus sit on top. It's very, very nice with kayak stability and also being sitting up very high. Compared to canoes, you know, you kind of sit lower and you sit in. And also with canoes, if you flip, there's nothing keeping water out of it. Versus sit-in, which it's sealed, so if you flip, it's still gonna float.